Hey everyone, this is just a addendum to Taco's video. I'm specifically going over the inputs I do to get OBT consistently, so keep that in mind. Don't know what you're doing with this trick, go watch Taco's video for just a briefer or a better overview of what the trick's about. First, you want to enter free cam, so just tap R somewhere along this rail. Side hop around this part right here, because otherwise if you side hop earlier you die, so don't do that. You can also bounce onto this rail, but you have way more speed, which then causes the strat to not very well. Keep that in mind. Right around here, you'll notice that I start holding up. There's two reasons for this. One is a consistent direction after jumping off the rail, so that I'm not introducing any variableness by, going to neutral stick and then jumping and then immediately holding direction right after. Where, I mean, I could be playing the fucking lottery for all I know. The second thing is that Sonic doesn't side hop. Sonic doesn't, lose balance on the rail as you're grinding. So it's very consistent. It's a very consistent way of jumping off the rail, or a directional hold when jumping off the rail. I hate MPV so much. Anyway, after that, I jump usually around here, and you'll see me swerve upright and start holding R at the same time. The right camera trigger helps line up the up direction later, and swerving upright avoids this kill plane. This is a pretty big kill plane, so you want to jump around it. You'll see that, the inputs I do jumps around it. Touch. The inputs I do jump around it. So I swerve upright, I hold R, and then I go back to up while still holding R, and then usually around this point, I let go of R. And I'm looking for this tower here. I immediately start pause hovering once I see Sonic, or just a little bit after letting go of R, because you want to start moving to the right with your pause hover as much as you can. That's just a little thing you can do with a pause hover to clear this left kill plane without, losing gravity. And I'm looking for this tower. And I usually want Sonic to be to the right of it. Very decently far right. If he's too far left, you'll hit this left kill plane. That's not fun. That's mainly what I prioritize here. You can be very further to the right, because Sonic doesn't really have a chance of hitting this kill plane unless you're going too fast. Or you're too high. So I wouldn't worry about being a little too far right. Don't be like extreme right, like over here, because then you just won't have enough height to make the kill plane. But don't be afraid to be more right than you think you should be. Anyway, I kind of hold this angle, and meanwhile I'm holding like a slight upright angle so that I don't lose gravity, as you can see. And then Sonic will fall very slowly to the left, and you can kind of go along and hold a little more upright to kind of keep Sonic a little more there. Then I'm looking for this tower. It's in between two, this one in particular. And I'm looking for this line here. About when Sonic's about to pass it, I immediately shift my angle from left to, or like from upright to left to break out of gravity, and then I snap upright and I start holding forward, and this clears the kill plane here pretty efficiently. I usually use this tower because it's a good indicator of how far left Sonic is, because you want to maintain this height or this gravity for as much as possible until Sonic's about to hit this kill plane, so that you can just kind of break it and then fall over. I usually go up for about a second. I wait for a second to tick on the timer before I go neutral. As you can see here, I break gravity, I wait for a second, second comes, I neutral. you know, waiting a second and then neutral sticking is pretty safe. Also, it's important you neutral stick, because if you go out here, your distance to the next kill plane, which is this one right here, I mean, you could be way farther back, and then thus you won't make it. You don't really have a lot of wiggle room with how much height you have, especially since you don't know where the kill points are. So, keep that in mind. I turn my camera around, I hold LNR, I look for this tower, this big giant tower in the middle here. And I'm looking for a specific visual cue. And that's when this circle, you know, where like the bits of the tower under it, and then there's just like this circle that looks like the arc. Once that disappears, that's a pretty good indication that I can start holding forward. Start moving towards here. I do a counting thing. Might not work for everybody. Here's what I do. I wait for a second to tick on the timer. A full second. Then I start counting from 1. And I count up to 5. So, like, that would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And I count for 5. If you count near 5 and you don't die once you reach 6, you're good. You've cleared this kill plane here. Otherwise, if you die there, then you went too early, or a bunch of things. Then once 6 comes, I start slowly moving to this cloud on the left. It's going to be a little hard to see. You can see Sonic's hand here, kind of like overlapping this cloud. You can also use other different visual cue stuff. That's mainly what I think about. I slowly turn from where Sonic was facing before, this kind of straight way, and then I slowly turn up right. This is a bad example because I go very sharp. And then I kind of lined up Sonic's left hand with that cloud, and then bounce. You need to bounce because bouncing slows your vertical speed, or lowers your vertical speed just for a little bit before it goes to terminal velocity. And then keep in mind that, you know, 6, 7, once I, you know, overlap it, I bounce. This is 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. It's interesting to note that given 13 at this point, if I had to guess, seven, very hard math, 6. Around this point, Sonic will potentially be like past the kill plane or like near it. Safest option is 14 seconds for you to do the turn, but it can be a bit of a gamble depending on, you know, where you are out of bounds. 13, I usually try and go like late 13, so that I try it so I can like maximize the height I get, but definitely involves a lot of experimentation. So here's what I do. Once the timer reaches 14 and I'm ready to turn, I immediately snap right, and I do a homing attack cancel. And I try and line up Sonic's bottom middle feet, the middle of his 2 feet, with this dot here. Or you could alternatively line up Sonic's hand with this cloud. And then I'm just holding forward until I see it. When you see it. Usually you kind of want to be a little left. If you're too far to the right, there will be an invisible wall that stops you if you're too far to the right. And once that invisible wall kicks in, you can't get past it. So you kind of got to swerve around it a little bit so that you don't die. And that's the input. You could watch this, I guess, for another look at decent OBT attempts would be like. I think I speed up here. Yeah, I like fucking swerved 5 billion feet to the right. Speed up the game. No, it works because I'm so cool. I guess I'll just verbalize the inputs I do. Hold up, hold R, swerve to the upright. Let go of R, pause over immediately after. Line up Sonic so that he's past the tower. Break gravity once Sonic is in line with this tower. Hold up for a second, let go. Once the timer ticks to a second, hold L and R, look for the circle, disappears. Oh wow, hold up. Once the timer ticks up a second, start counting from 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Slowly move Sonic to the up left cloud. This is like, I think 6 or 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. And then immediately turn right, line up Sonic to this cloud, and smoke a lot of crack. That's what we've learned today. Wow, did it. If you want to watch, I have videos of OBT with the kill plane overlaid, but if you just want the kill planes themselves, go what it looks like. This one kill plane blocks the whole thing. You can't really see the tower, so it's a bit annoying, but it's okay. And you can see that massive swerve to the right I did. If you swerve too far right, you will hit this kill plane. If you think you're a little far right, it's probably good to just wait for 14. And then this attempt, do the pause over. Yeah, you can see that being right to the tower is a good thing. Being way more right is a good thing, because if you are way just a little bit to the left, it's over. You're dead. And then it's worthless. You just wasted your time. Breaking gravity early. That was a really close attempt. Holy shit. I don't remember it being that close. And, you know, I right. Cloud. Holy shit, why am I so close to the kill plane this time? The fuck? That's so funny. I'm dying. And yeah, that's OBT. Again, if you want to know what this trick is, actually, go watch Taco's video. It's mainly an overview of the inputs you need to do, because I thought it would be nice to have. If it wasn't understandable, I'm really sorry. Good night.